A 19-year-old college student. A single phone call that lasted 47 minutes, and 2 words that would haunt his parents forever. "Oh shit." Then, silence. What happened to Brandon Swanson on that spring night in 2008 remains one of America's most baffling disappearances. Welcome to Dark File. Tonight, we're investigating a case that changed missing persons laws across America, but still has no answers. This is the story of Brandon Swanson, a young man who vanished while on the phone with his parents, and the desperate search that followed. May 13th, 2008, Marshall, Minnesota. Brandon had just finished his first year studying wind turbines at Minnesota West Community and Technical College. Like thousands of students across the country, he was celebrating the end of the semester with friends in the nearby town of Canby. Just before midnight, Brandon said his goodbyes and started the 30-mile drive home. Friends later told investigators he'd been drinking, but not heavily. He seemed completely normal when he left. At 1:54 in the morning, Brandon's parents received a call. Their son had driven his Chevrolet Lumina into a ditch. He wasn't hurt, but the car was stuck. He needed a ride home. Brandon told his parents he thought he was near Lind, a small town about 7 miles southwest of Marshall. His father, Brian, and mother, Annette, immediately got in their pickup truck and headed out to find him. For the next 47 minutes, Brandon stayed on the phone with his parents. He remained by his car, flashing his headlights, trying to signal them. But something was wrong. Despite being on the phone together, despite the light signals, they couldn't find each other. Frustrated, Brandon decided to walk toward lights he could see in the distance. He believed they would lead him to Lind. His father told him to head for a local bar's parking lot. They'd meet him there. At 2:47 in the morning, 47 minutes into the call, Brandon suddenly interrupted himself. "Oh shit!" Then the line went silent. His parents called back repeatedly. No answer. Brandon Swanson had vanished. At 6:30 that morning, Annette and Brian reported their son missing to the Lind police. The response they received was shocking. Officers told them it wasn't unusual for young men Brandon's age to stay out all night after college finals. One officer even said Brandon had a right to be missing. No immediate search was launched. But later that morning, when police finally began investigating, they made a disturbing discovery. Brandon's cell phone records showed his calls had pinged off a tower near Porter, 25 miles northwest of Lind, in the opposite direction from where he said he was. Search teams rushed to the area. What they found was Brandon's Chevrolet Lumina, abandoned in a ditch along a gravel road near Taunton, 1 mile north of Highway 68. The car doors were open, the keys were missing, but Brandon, nowhere to be found. Sheriff Joel Dahl offered a theory. From where the car was found, a red light atop a grain elevator in Taunton was visible at night. In the darkness, disoriented, Brandon might have mistaken it for the lights of Lind. Massive search efforts were launched. Bloodhounds picked up Brandon's scent and followed it for 3 miles, across fields, past an abandoned farm, and straight to the Yellow Medicine River. Then the trail stopped. Had Brandon fallen into the water and drowned? On the phone, he'd mentioned hearing water nearby and passing fences. Dive teams searched the river. Gates were installed, the banks were walked daily. But despite the water being 10 feet deep in some areas that morning, no body was ever found. Over the following years, search efforts covered 122 square miles, hundreds of volunteers, countless hours, but Brandon Swanson remained missing. So what happened? The drowning theory seemed obvious until you look closer. The bloodhound that tracked Brandon's scent to the river didn't stop there. It continued across to the other side, following the riverbank to another gravel road before the trail went cold near the county line. His mother, Annette, doesn't believe he drowned. She told CNN there really is nothing to indicate that he's in the river. Sheriff Zecchi couldn't rule out foul play. Someone could have been in the shadows, and they got him that way, he speculated. But there was no evidence of a struggle, no witnesses, no signs of violence. Could Brandon have disappeared intentionally? His parents don't believe so. He had no reason to vanish. He was close with his family, had plans for the future. For years, his parents left their porch light on every single night, a symbol of hope that he'd find his way home. But the biggest question remains, why was Brandon so far from where he thought he was? Did he simply get disoriented in the dark, rural landscape where every gravel road looks the same? Or was there something more sinister at play? Out of tragedy came change. Annette and Brandon Swanson were haunted by the initial police response, that their adult son had a right to be missing. They knew they had to act. They lobbied the Minnesota state legislature for a new law. State Representative Marty Seifert, whose district included Marshall, introduced Brandon's Law in 2009. The bill required police to immediately begin investigating missing adults, just as they would for missing children. With initial resistance from law enforcement over privacy concerns, especially regarding cell phone tracking, the bill passed unanimously in the House and sailed through the Senate. Governor Tim Pawlenty signed it into law on May 28, 2009, with the Swanson family watching. Brandon's Law took effect on July 1, 2009. Since then, 4 other states have passed similar legislation. It's estimated to have helped locate hundreds of missing persons who might otherwise have fallen through the cracks. Representative Seifert later said, "I consider it one of the most important bills I authored in my 14 years. It will save lives." Today, more than 16 years later, Brandon Swanson remains missing. The Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension continues to treat this as an active case. As of 2015, 90 tips have been reported through their tip line, but none have led to answers. What happened in those final moments? Why did Brandon say, "Oh shit"? Did he fall? Did he see something? Was someone there? We may never know. But his legacy lives on. Brandon's Law ensures that families in crisis don't face the same barriers the Swansons did, that when someone goes missing, every second counts, and help begins immediately. If you have any information about Brandon Swanson's disappearance, please contact the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. Someone out there knows something, and maybe, just maybe, this video will reach them. If you found this case as compelling as we did, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We cover unsolved mysteries and true crime cases every week here on Dark File. Which case should we investigate next? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and never stop asking questions.